Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the On the Diamond into the Deep podcast. As always, I am your host, Mahal, and welcome to episode 97 of the show. And Josh Naylor is a Seattle Mariner for the next 5 years. That's right. Josh Naylor has signed with the Seattle Mariners on a 5-year deal worth a total of $92.5 million. Now, the split of the contract, a little bit more unique. It's backloaded, which means that the money is going to rise as the contract gets longer and longer. It's going to get paid more in the later years of the contract. That said, an affordable deal for what I thought he was going to get, what some thought he was going to get. They added an extra year. The amount of money stayed roughly the same, but the AAV is lower, and that's what is positive. The guy wanted to be a Mariner. The guy wanted to stay in Seattle. The guy wanted to be on this team. He believes in this team, this roster, this front office, this fan base, this city, and he represents all the qualities that are required to be a truly great Mariner. He's not just a good player on the field, at the plate, at first base, all of that jazz. He is a good player, and he's a smart player, and he does everything that this team needs him to do and more. This is a guy that hits 280, 300, a 3-win player with a WRC plus north of 115, 120 consistently. That's going to play first base for you day in, day out throughout the course of the entire season. A guy that loves the game, that wants to be playing this game, that's going to work his ass off. First guy in, last guy out. This is a guy that, while not the fastest guy on the base paths, steals bases and does what it takes to win. And listening to his press conference today, that's what came off. This is a guy that understands not only what it means to be a Mariner, but what it takes to win. He understands the little aspects of this game that we love so much, the reason why the game of baseball is so beautiful, and he does those things well. He's productive in the statistical categories, as well as the things that can't be seen through numbers. He's a leader. He changes the feel and look of this entire lineup, this entire team, and he fills a hole in the Mariners roster and their lineup in a big-time way. He's a first baseman that this team hasn't had in a very, very long time. You could say that Ty France, going into 2022 and in the first half of 2022, was this guy. But he gets hurt, he falls off, he loses touch with the guy he was. Before that, who was the last first baseman that you felt was a top 3-4 hitter in your lineup? Because it feels like it's been a while. If you want to go look at the numbers, and you want to look at what he did in 2025, this is a guy that hit 295, 353, 462 with a 128 WRC plus and was over 3 Fangraph wins above replacement. He hit 20 home runs in 147 games. He had the second most doubles of his career with 29. He does the little things right, and he's a different type of hitter compared to a lot of what you have in this lineup. This is a guy that only strikes out 13.7% of the time. That's what he did in 2025. He's going to walk at about an average clip 8% of the time. He's going to hit for higher average, less home runs. Going to put the ball in play. which is something that this team has needed for multiple years now. And you saw the effect that this guy had down the stretch in 2025. We talked about this guy being the key piece to this Mariners offseason. He was in my offseason plan. And they've gotten this move done in November, before Thanksgiving. They've gotten this done before Thanksgiving. And you have multiple months here, tons of time, to be able to go fill the rest of the holes on your roster, to be able to go get another bat or two and a reliever or two. And this is a guy that has thrived, that did thrive in his time in Seattle. In his 54 games with the club, he hit 299, 341, 490 with a 137 WRC plus, was worth almost 2 wins. He hit 9 home runs and had 19 stolen bases. He had 10 doubles, walked 5% of the time, struck out just 16% of the time. He hit in the 4-hole of your lineup majority of the time, and was a presence behind the Cal Raleighs and the Julio Rodriguez's in your lineup. He was a key piece of this team, and he was a key reason why they won the American League West for the first time in a couple decades. In nearly a quarter century. And now, as everyone expected, wanted, yearned for, he's going to continue to play in Seattle and be a Seattle Mariner for 5 seasons. And he sacrificed maybe some money if he had waited to sign and opened up truly. But he did what this team needed. He believed in this team, this roster. And he took a pay cut overall, and in these first couple of years, he backloaded his contract. He's getting just $10 million in 2026. And when we talked about the $35-ish million that were open for this team, open for this roster, this front office to work with, to complete this roster, to build out this roster over the course of this offseason heading into the 2026 season, instead of eating up 20 million of it, or 18.5 million if it had just been even over the course of his contract, he's eating up 10 million of it. The Mariners have space to spend. They have $25 million to be able to spend here. At least. That's plenty to go get Jorge Polanco. Go get a couple of relievers. Go get yourself Jorge Polanco, Devin Williams, and Caleb Ferguson. You can do that with $25 million, I think. I think that's possible. I think that's reasonable. And hopefully they can continue doing stuff here early in these offseason. And you can know what your roster is going to look like. And then you have time in the offseason to try and put a cherry on top of your offseason, where it's like, we don't have to force a move here. But if we want to make a move, and if the opportunity presents itself, and a team needs someone that we can provide, or they open up a little bit more to trading a guy, then here we are, ready to act. But we don't feel the need where it's do or die with that move. It's we can make that move if we want to. And Josh Naylor has provided this team the opportunity to do that. He's a good glove at first base. He has good hands, really good hands. Outs above average, 80th percentile, 2 outs above average in 2025. DRS, he was a little bit below average, -1, 2025 at first base. But pick your poison on those two. And watching his press conference this morning, my notes were, this guy has crazy ball knowledge. He loves the city. He loves this team. He loves his fan base. He loves the game. And he's just good, positive vibes alongside that hard-working grinder personality. And now your only true big hole going into 2026 has been filled at first base. And the one position where you really don't have any prospects that could go play there is filled for 5 years with a guy that you trust, that you believe in. It's a full no trade clause. He wants to play in the teal and navy of the Mariners. He wants to rock the trident, the compass. He wants to rock and roll 162 times for the city, for this fan base. That's exactly what you want in a guy. And you can see how much it meant to the team. You heard Justin Hollander talk about it, how he texted the group chat, team group chat, and it erupted. You saw it on social media. Brian Wu, J.P. Crawford, Bryce Miller, Cal Raleigh, all posting because this is the guy that they needed back, and they got him back. It's brilliant. Everything about it is brilliant. And like I said, towards payroll, it's $10 million in 2026. There are not enough words to describe how good this feels. It's the biggest free agent contract given out to a hitter during the Jerry DiPoto regime. During that era of the Seattle Mariners. It's the biggest since Robinson Cano. Naylor jerseys are going to be all over Seattle and T-Mobile Park next summer. Maybe even beginning this winter. This is going to be a fan favorite for years to come. He'll slot in right beside Cal and Julio, in my opinion, as a fan favorite. Because of what he brings to this team, the energy he brings. He is the perfect Mariner in so many ways. In so many ways. And if you can go continue adding to this roster throughout the rest of this offseason, we could be talking about a seriously fun year in 2026. And that's the stuff you dream of. For a Mariners fan, it's the expectation isn't, can we get into the playoffs? Can we sneak into the playoffs and maybe make some damage? It's, yeah, playoffs are the expectation. This roster should be in the playoffs, and they should do damage in the playoffs. That should be the expectation. That should be the baseline. And adding Naylor to this roster allows for that. And if the Mariners want to go get guys via trade, now there's tons of flexibility on positional stuff of where you want to do that. You don't have to focus on a guy that could go play first base. It's where are the areas we can improve our club? And where are the areas where it's naturally going to improve itself, hopefully, due to in-house options? I'm talking about third base, second base there. And now the holes that are left are those two spots, obviously. DH is the biggest one, probably, and right field. Now, you could have Canzone DH, and then you add a right fielder, and it's someone that mixes in with Robles, or Robles mixes in there and elsewhere. Or it's someone that can mix in at third base, at second base, and play some DH, and all this type of stuff. But again, I think the biggest piece, other than who Naylor is as a hitter and as a player and as a clubhouse guy, is the flexibility this gives you throughout the rest of this offseason, through December, through January, into February maybe. It was expected and hoped that this would be a signing that you could make. I didn't expect it to be this early. And I didn't expect it to be at this price range. I thought it would be more. And to see just the love that this guy has for the city, for this team, for all of it, it's beautiful. Because that's not something we've seen all that often over the past 5-ish years. But he's brought it. He's fallen in love with this city. Maybe he can convince some other people. There was a report, I think Hollander said, that Naylor after the season brought in reports on all of the Mariners' top, I think, 30 prospects in his meeting with them. This guy gets it. He understands all of what this means. And this is the type of guy that you want to be in your clubhouse when you have another wave of young prospects and hitters coming through the organization, because he can teach them all these brilliant things. And while Cole Young might not have played down the stretch and in the postseason last year because he struggled, he was there watching Naylor. He was there listening to Naylor, talking to Naylor, being able to understand what it takes to succeed at the major league level. And now he's gone into this offseason. We don't know what he's doing, but you can assume that he's probably putting in a bunch of work. And if he comes out firing in 2026, it's another position that you have a guy at. I think that guy could be a guy. But you have a guy that you can have that expectation for instead of hoping for. You have a spot now in your lineup, another spot that you feel good about. And that's 4 spots in your lineup now that you're like, I know what to expect from these guys. Let's go make it 5. And then let's have your 6, 7, 8, 9 hitters be like, we think we know what we can get from these guys. And they might even surpass that. Go make yourself the favorite in the American League because it's wide open. And now the Yankees, Trent Grisham accepts the qualifying offer. Now they have some restrictions payroll-wise. What are they going to have to do? It's a wide open American League, and the way that this contract is structured and when it happened allows for a lot for this team. And it is glorious in every freaking way. So I'm telling you now, cherish this feeling. Remember this feeling. And allow this to bring you good vibes and carry you into 2026. And there's more work to be done, don't get me wrong. But for now, these are the vibes we needed. This is your holiday gift, and maybe you'll get another one. But as of right now, this is what you're getting, and you should be overjoyed with it. As for episode 97 of the On the Diamond Into the Deep podcast, this is a wrap on that. Thank you guys so much for listening. I will be back. We might be back next week. I'm not totally sure, actually. We might take a week off for the holiday break, but the week after, for sure, we will be back. Obviously, if something happens, we'll be here. But for now, thank you guys so much for listening. As always, this is Mahal. Go M's! Thank you, Josh Naylor, and peace.